All right, so you want to learn how to build or remodel your home to have some resale value? Let's get into it. By the way, my name's Margaret. My dad, Michael, and I make videos to educate you about living in the southern Maine area. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All of our information is down below, as well as some free downloadable resources for you to use as well. All right, so you may already own some property, you may already own a house, but regardless of where you are at in your home buying or land buying process, the location of your property is arguably the most important factor. Now, don't worry too much if you didn't take this into consideration when you purchased the property. There are absolutely things you can do to make your home a lot more marketable to home buyers, but the location is definitely the most important factor and something that should be heavily considered when you are purchasing any parcel of real estate. Now, what is considered the most ideal location varies from person to person. Some people want to be closer to downtown, some people want to be more remote, but generally speaking, even if your property is really close to a downtown area, people are looking for some degree of privacy, whether that is trees around your house, a big tree in the front yard, or just windows strategically placed inside of the home. A lot of people are looking for some degree of privacy when they purchase a home. So if you're building or remodeling, this is definitely something to consider, as well as landscaping and curb appeal, a deck or a patio. People's first impressions when they drive up to a house absolutely impact their decision on whether or not they're going to buy it. So not only does your property need to be in an ideal location, but the curb appeal of your home, the landscaping of your home should absolutely be touched up. And a lot of people, at least in the southern Maine area, it's not uncommon to see people have like a deck or a patio to have kind of like a nice outdoor entertaining space. This is definitely something a lot of people look for when they're purchasing a home. Next, we're going to move on to the functionality of your home. Now, for your home to really max out its resale value, for your home to be really marketable to a lot of people, it needs to be functional. You need to keep things somewhat, I don't want to say generic. You want your home to feel like your home while you're living there, but you want to be able to market it to a lot of different people, and functionality is a key factor here. Now, some people don't really care so much if the home is one level, like a ranch, or two, but especially being that we are in Maine here, a one-level home such as a ranch is something that a lot of people are looking for, especially as we have an older demographic in our state. A lot of people are looking for a one-level home. So if you're building and you're planning on, what's going to help with my resale value later on, a one-level home might be something that could help you, as well as the home being very open concept. A lot of people are looking for something to entertain in, something to be able to keep an eye on their kids while they're cooking dinner. An open concept home, where the living room and your kitchen and your dining room all kind of are open in one area or one general area is definitely another piece of the pie that people are looking for. It helps with the resale value of your home, and it'll help get it sold quicker. Two more things that help with the functionality of your home are a large kitchen, as well as lots of storage. And not just storage in the kitchen, but storage throughout the entire home. I hear from people constantly that this is one of the biggest things they're looking for, whether it's storage in the garage, whether it's an attic that's not just a crawl space, whether it's storage in the basement. Storage is something everybody struggles with. Everybody struggles with finding it when they're buying a home or creating it somehow. So if you happen to have a home that you already have or you're building, finding a place to add extra shelving, extra storage spaces, this definitely helps with the resale value of your home, and it's something that can be marketed and people like to see it as well. All right, the third factor you should consider is the heating, cooling, and just general power and electricity in the home. So what I mean by this is wood stoves, fireplaces, radiant floors, central air, generators. These are all huge factors to consider putting into your home, adding to your home, things that people like to see. So let's start off with fireplaces and wood burning stoves. This is something that a lot of people like to see, especially in New England and in southern Maine. People love to see a wood burning stove. People love to see real fireplaces. Not only are they super functional in a home for heating, people love the ambiance of having a real wood burning fireplace. And if you have it in your budget to add this into your home or add this into your new build, this is definitely something that people are looking for. As well as radiant floors. So radiant floors are basically like heating that you can put into your floors. They're not always super important. If you have a basement, it's good to put them in the basement, or else it might not get really warm in your basement or on the first level of your home, depending on how things are set up. So again, it kind of depends on the bones of your house, but radiant floors, especially on the first level, can be a huge selling factor for people. You know, being that we live in New England, we live in southern Maine, it gets really cold here, especially in the winter. So this is just another factor to help keep people warm, and something that people do like to have as an option when they're looking at buying a home. Same thing with central air. Now, obviously, central air is not something you need in your home. You could easily put an air conditioning unit in a window, but again, it's just something that's a little bit more elevated that home buyers like to see when they're looking at a home. Does it have central air, or does it just have the window units? Again, it's not necessarily a deciding factor, but it can absolutely help with the resale value of your home if you think about these things in advance and kind of think about things from the perspective of a home buyer. What would you want, or what would the majority of people want? And lastly here, generators. This is a huge line item people are looking for when they're buying homes, especially in southern Maine. Now, we don't lose power regularly, I wouldn't say, but it definitely happens. It can happen once or twice a year. You know, if a tree goes out on your street or a tree goes down on your street, your whole block loses power. It's definitely inconvenient, especially during big storms when you could potentially lose power for a couple of days. And for those who don't know, if you're on private water, now if there's no electricity, your well's not working, and now you can't shower when the power is out. So a generator is definitely something people are looking for. It doesn't have to be huge or the biggest generator ever, but just something to give you a little bit of power, even if it's for a couple of hours when the power goes out, so you can get a couple of your essential things done. A generator is definitely very important when people are looking for their homes in the southern Maine area. And my fourth and final factor of how to build a home with good resale value, how to build a home that's really marketable for a lot of people, would be light. And what I mean by this is people are looking for their kitchen, their dining room, and their living room to have a lot of light. Just generally speaking, that area that you and your family are hanging out in regularly, people are looking to have a lot of light. So whether you're building a home that has windows that are facing south or southwest, whether your house doesn't face a certain direction and you're just putting lots of windows in that area, people like to have lots of windows, especially on, that first main level where you're going to be kind of congregating, where you're going to be entertaining and hanging out with your family all the time. People like to have lots of light. It's not so important throughout, the rest of the house. Generally speaking, people want good natural light coming in, but especially in that kitchen, living, and dining room area, it's a key factor. All right, so location, functionality, heating, cooling, and power, and then lots of light are our four main factors you should consider when building or remodeling your home to have some good resale value, or when you're building or remodeling a home to be really marketable to a lot of different people. I hope you found this video helpful. And again, my name's Margaret. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All of our information is down below, as well as some free downloadable resources for you to use as well. And we'll see you next time.